Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today we are going to be taking a look at the Mandalorian Super Commandos and how the Shadow Collective can run 4 of them and trying to see if that's actually feasible because I feel like there was almost kind of like a tease. Them kind of saying, hey, you can run 4 of these units that are going to be crazy expensive once you equip them. And then, by the way, you still have to have points left for everything else in your list. So I took this as a challenge to try to come up with a workable quad Super Commando list. And we're going to try and run through that today. So if you guys are new here to the channel, we do giveaways all the time. We're going to be announcing the winner for the most recent lightsaber giveaway at the end of this video. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But if you don't win, don't worry. We have new giveaways happening all the time. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos to automatically enter to win those. Now, also want to thank today's sponsor, Luxury Playstyle. Amazing full metal tokens over at luxuryplaystyle.com for Star Wars Legion, compatible with Star Wars Legion, also compatible with Star Wars X-Wing for the X-Wing line of tokens, a lot of other games as well. Check them out. They're amazing. Head over to luxuryplaystyle.com, and while you're there, don't forget to use code CrabbokVIP to save 15% off of your order. Also, let your stores know that these make amazing prize support. So if they are looking for to get some tournaments going or looking for some awesome prize support, check out luxuryplaystyle.com. Use the code CrabbokVIP. All right, so I'm going to be using Tabletop Admiral's website today. I'll put a link to this list down in the video description. But what I wanted to do today is, again, we're going to look at the Mandalorian Super Commandos, see how we can put a list of 4 of them together. Again, they have speed 3, so they're super fast. They are jump 2 with those awesome jump backs. You only get 3 in the unit, so you're going to have to put a heavy in there if you want a 4th miniature. But they have more than 1 dice per character, right? They've got the range 2 with 2 black dice, and then they also have a range 3 attack with a black and a white, which is very good because even a base unit can still roll 6 dice. Now, they don't have Surge to hit, but they can get an aim token for free because they have independent aim 1, which is good. They also have defend 1. If they're issued in order, they gain a dodge token. So whether you issue them in order or not, they're going to get some kind of token, which I think is pretty cool. And they've also got a decent little melee. They've got Surge for defense. They've got red defense dice. They have 2 courage, only 1 health each. So they work a little better at closer range, but they don't have to be at range 2. They certainly don't have to. Now, they do get quite expensive, though. When we put these guys in our list, there's a lot of options. Everything is like really, really good for these. So for grenades, like I love fragmentation grenades. There's a couple of other options you could consider. Maybe going with some impact. But frag is probably going to be the best for most options, especially since they have no offensive surge to hit or crit. So frag is going to give them surge to crit. For armament, they've got the jetpack rockets, which are pretty cool. That gives them critical 1 on this attack. Also gives them impact 1. It's a 1-shot. You can have everybody in the unit potentially shoot that. They come with the Super Commando combat shields, which are always nice. Shielded 2 is really good. It's going to help keep you alive. They have they also with their wave came out the new emergency transponder, which is really cool as well. It can help get them a second aim token when they're getting ready to activate or something like that, which I always really like. And also up close and personal is the new training that launched with these guys. Although I don't know if it's an all the time thing. It's a sometimes card, I think, but I think it's a very cool card. I think it'll work well with them. And then for heavies, they've got so many. You've got your basic Super Commando. It's a little cheaper at 24 points. Gets you an extra mini and gives you Surge too, so you have a little bit of offensive Surge. And I think that can be really nice. You've got Rook Cast, who is like the best ever, with 1 to 2, with 2 red and 2 white. Retinue Maul, Leader, and 35 points. So also expensive. 2 health on her. You've got the Gunslinger, which is a little cheaper at 30 points. Also 1 to 2, 2 black and 2 white. So similar to Rook Cast, but less good of a dice. But you also get Lethal 1 here, which is going to be good. And you probably will have aim tokens to be able to trigger that. And then we've got the Marksman as our 1 to 3 option with a red, black, and a white, and Precise 1 for range 1 to 3. Now, Precise 1 is also going to be very, very helpful since you're going to probably, if you're firing at range 3, you're going to have quite a few white dice in the attack pool potentially. So being able to re-roll all of those or an extra die with those aims is pretty cool. And so it gets really tricky because, if we start putting all of these really cool upgrades, we get this unit that gets to be like crazy expensive, and then trying to add 4 is like, nearly impossible. Even 3 is challenging if you're going to really equip them out. So, because one of the challenges I always run into when I was starting to try to put this list together is I want to run Rookcast, but she seems kind of like a waste to run if you're not running Maul. So you've got to run Maul. Now, all of a sudden, now you got 200 points there. Then he has to be your commander. Then you got to add the Darksaber. And now the points are just completely out of control. So trying to run Maul with all the Mandalorians is tougher for me. So I think Maul probably works a little bit better with fewer Mandalorians, which gives me a great option to an opportunity to bring in Gar Saxon. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start building out the Mandalorian Super Commandos first, but Gar Saxon is going to be our commander. So I'll pull him in the list for right now, and I'll start working on our Mandalorian Super Commando units. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use Rookcast in this build. I'm going to use the Gunslinger instead. It's a similar dice pool, still range 1 to 2. Not reds, but I am getting black dice. So we're going to run the Gunslinger. And I'm going to give, for training, I'm going to go with offensive push. The Gunslinger, look, the Gunslinger wants aim tokens. I want to have an extra aim token when everything's said and done, so I can get that Pierce 1. Pierce 1 is going to be really important, but it's costing me an aim token, which I already get at least 1 of, but I want the possibility to get more. Now, there's command cards. There's all kinds of other ways to get more, but offensive push is another way to get more. And I like this on them because their range 2 is where they really live. Right? I mean, they can still shoot dice at range 3, which is great, but they want to be close up. And, offensive push is just a natural fit for them. I also really like emergency transponders. When we're moving in for that kill shot, this is a great one to activate and get a free token. So I'm going to put emergency transponders on here. Since they're going to be getting in close, I am going to spend the points to do the Super Commando shield. This is going to be a heavily loaded Super Commando unit. Now, I will point out that not all of them are going to be quite so heavily loaded. I'm going to put the jetpack rockets in here. Range 4 attack if I want to get some shots on the early rounds. Or maybe if I'm running away, this is going to work. But it's only range 4. But this is a fun one. And if you do need the points, this is one you can potentially drop. But I like it. And then because it also works better because we have a fully loaded unit, so we'd get to fire 4 rockets as opposed to just 3. Like, I don't think you want to put the jetpack rockets on like a bare bones unit. And then I'm going to put fragmentation grenades on here. If I can get into range 2, then perhaps I can also get into range 1, and then this unit can really shine. Although you do have to think about fragmentation grenades. Like all your characters, all of your minis are going to roll at least 2 dice at all times. So when you put a fragmentation grenade in there, sure, you're getting a red die on Surge to Crit, but you're losing a die in the process. So you want to be really careful on how many red dice you decide to kind of add to your pool. And I think it's going to be reflective of how many aims you have and how many white dice you potentially have. So I think maybe 1 is fine, just 1 fragmentation grenade if you've got aims to spare. So keep that in mind. Also, it does allow you to split fire 1 more potential way if you really wanted to. So that's what we've got going on. This is a 136 point unit. Very, very expensive. So obviously we can't do all 4 of our minis this way. But I'm going to hit a +1. I'm going to make there be 2 of these. So these are going to be my most expensive units in the build. Now, I did say I want to run 4 Mandalorian Super Commandos. And so what we're going to do is we're going to add another one. This is going to be maybe a unit that's going to function a little differently. And they're going to come in and kind of run as the marksman. So they're going to kind of be the range 3 folks. They've got precise 1, so they also want aim tokens. This one's going to be a little bit lighter on everything. And so I will give them emergency transponder. It's pretty flexible. I kind of like that card. I like it quite a bit, as a matter of fact. So that one's going to work. We are going to give them the marksman. So it's I like 3 dice at range 3. That gives me a respectable attack pool. I'm only going to give them 1 other upgrade. Again, they're not going to. I don't think this is either going to be the unit that gets close enough to use grenades. And since they don't have the range 4 weapon, but they have a pretty good range 3 weapon. So maybe this unit kind goes in first. I'm not sure exactly how they're going to want to play it, but because they can also work well at range 2 or range 3. This unit would work a little bit better at range 2, but yeah, that much is okay. What I want to give them, though, is Overwatch. Since they're likely to be at range 3 quite a bit, standby is definitely an option for these guys. It may not be the always best option, but I think this is a card that really lives and thrives well at range 3. And I think, since that's kind of the theme for this unit, having a good sentinel keyword in your army is on a respectable standby unit can be pretty cool. Now, that's always tricky to use. Overwatch usually, like standbys, usually work better on builds that tend to have a free standby give out, like something that gives out free standbys, and we don't have that right now. But we're just gonna have one Overwatch in here. I just want to have them the option to be able to take some standby if they wanted to, and it's only 4 points, so it's kind of cheaper. But the other reason for that is I don't think they'll need offensive push. They won't have to move as much. This is a unit that's more than likely going to be able to aim and shoot if they need to. And so less likely than the other units. So that's why I was thinking that's something that I could consider doing with these guys. And for our fourth Mandalorian Super Commando unit, again, that's 100. We're already up to 565 points. And we haven't even, we still got a lot. We haven't added core yet. We haven't done any upgrades on our commander. So to kind of leave us with some extra points, our fourth Mandalorian Super Commando unit is going to be just plain. There are no upgrades at all. They're going to be completely unupgraded. Now, the purpose of this unit is to try to take advantage of all those things that come on the card without relying on the extra firepower. This is probably a unit that's not going to do much shooting. My thoughts are this is going to be the unit that goes to pick up objectives. This is going to be the unit that relies on double moves, that relies on those red dice and those searches for defense, trying to survive as long as possible. That is the goal of this unit, and again, they can shoot if they absolutely have to. They can get to objectives very, very quickly, but I don't have to worry about oh, I lost somebody in that unit and now my firepower is less. I don't really worry about that. I'm just worrying about them moving and getting safe and getting to the objective and taking advantage of jump and defend one. Maybe this is like when I do issue an order to special forces, this is maybe one of those ones that I issue that order to so they can stay alive while holding an objective or grabbing an objective and moving it away. All right, so I did say Gar Saxon was going to be my commander. I'm going to give him a couple of things. Since I have people getting in close, I want Gar Saxon to be my sniper in this particular build, since we don't have a whole lot of really long-range weapons. So I'm going to go ahead and give Gar Saxon his sniper rifle here. That's the range 1 to 4 with lethal 1 and long shot, which is always nice. I love having the options that this one gives you. You got the Pierce option. You've got the range 5 potential option if you wanted to. He's going to certainly use a lot of aim tokens. So to support that, I'm giving him Hunter. Hunter is just a really nice option. It can give you an aim token. You can take an aim token and then shoot and use Hunter to get another aim token, right? So I like that quite a bit, and it's going to it's going to allow me some of those stronger shots. If I've got a range 5 shot to your commander or something like that, or to any kind of multi-wound hero, because again, you have to have a wound token on you to be wounded. Just simply having a minigun is not going to trigger Hunter. You've got to have a wound token on you, and in this case, it also has to be a trooper unit. But I like that. And then in case we really need it, I'll give him Emergency Transponder as well. I think it's just a really good card to have once in a while, once a game when you need it. It's nice to have it there, and it doesn't cost you. You don't have to waste a whole action to do it. You just get it when you activate. So I like that. And that's all we're going to put on Gar Saxon for right now. There's plenty of other weapons and shielding and all this other stuff that we could put on him. But since I think he's going to kind of stay in the back a little bit more, then I don't think he's going to need all those closer range items. So that's all we're putting on Gar Saxon. So now we have to have our at least 2 core in this particular unit, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to do 1 Pike Syndicate Foot Soldier and 1 Black Sun Enforcer. and those are going to fulfill our core requirement. It gives us a little bit of both. It gives us a more defensive long range, and it gives us a more offensive close range, and vice versa. There we go. There, yeah. So we've got both of those. I'm not going to do a whole lot with them. Again, they're not the focus of this build, but they are making it legal now. And this, again, that's one of the hallmarks of the Shadow Collective, is they have, in addition to, kind of being their own sub-faction in their own battle force that has a lot of exclusive units to it, they also have a different build requirement in that they can go down to only 2 core and still be legal, while also increasing their limits of things like operatives and special forces. So, again, we're taking advantage of some of that, which is pretty cool. Now, we have a little bit of points left over. We're only at 678, and I wanted to add something a little different. Again, I'm not going to go with Maul. He's going to push me over, but we're going to go with Bosk. Bosk is going to get us kind of close, and what I think Bosk adds to this build is he adds a second long-range shooter, and also somebody who kind of fits into this decent dice pool with aim shenanigans. And so I think that really kind of works. And he's got the Pierce kind of built in already. So Bosk, I think, is a good option for a build like this. And this also gets us up to 8 activations, which is really cool. Like that I managed to get 8 activations. Normally 8 activations isn't a complete triumph, but when I'm running 4 Mandalorian Super Commandos, that was going to eat up so many points, I was kind of surprised to get up to 8. Now, we could obviously drop some things and squeeze a little more out of that, but 8 is something I could do, because a lot of my builds lately have been going crazy with upgrades, and I seem to end up at 7 activations, so it's always nice to get up to 8. Now, Bosk is also going to have Hunter. Works pretty well, considering he's also a bounty hunter. It works very well. I mean, he's on the card, right? It was made for him. And then the other thing I'm going to give Bosk is I'm going to give Bosk emergency stims. I think this is one of those cool options that you can. I mean, first off, it can save his life in case he has to get up close and personal. You never know when he's going to need to defend himself. But he's got that white defense die and no surge for defense. So if your opponent has some snipers too, they might decide to focus him down, since he's one of the squishiest people in this in this whole build. He's not wearing any Mandalorian armor like most of the rest of the build is, and even the Black Sun Enforcers have red defense dice. Your pikes are also pretty squishy, but they have at least the defensive surge. Bosk, none of that. So your opponent might decide to try to focus him down. And he always has that chance to try and regenerate, rolling dice, to seeing if he can regenerate. But let's just say your opponent focuses him down and happens to get him emergency stims. Oh, I'm going to keep him alive this turn. Maybe he regenerates and stays in the game. So I thought that would be a fun one. That brings us up to 797. Now, you could stop here if you want, or you could put recon intel on one of your units if you also wanted to do that. But I'm going to stop here at 797. That's the bid. That's the build. But yes, so we have command cards also we need to talk about. And before I jump into the command cards, I want to announce the winner of the lightsaber giveaway. So the winner of this giveaway is going to get a $200 Amazon gift card. So that you can use to go out and get yourself a lightsaber, or you can use it on whatever else you want. But that's kind of how I find it's easiest to kind of do those. So and again, to enter to win this one's been going on for a little while. All you had to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment. So today's winner is CosmoCat64. Congratulations, CosmoCat64. Make sure you shoot me an email, and I will get you squared away at over at mailcrabbok@gmail.com. You've got 30 days to email me before I roll this over into my 12 Days of Life Day giveaway. And that's kind of usually what I do. Sometimes, every once in a while, people don't claim stuff, so it just kind of rolls over into the next thing. And but if you didn't win, don't feel bad. We're going to be doing more giveaways. I'll be starting another one very soon. And then also we will still do 12 Days of Life Day this year. So there'll be some giveaways in the month of December that are going to be more random and surprises for folks who end up leaving comments and are subscribed, and anything that doesn't get claimed from the 12 Days of Life Day rolls over into Patreon. So patrons get lots of extra chances to get bonus things, and a lot of times those are mystery prizes. So you'll have to wait and see. All right, so we're going to talk about command cards right now. We have some options now because we have all of Bosk's, we have all of Gar-Saxon's, we have the generics, and we have the new Merc cards as well. So we have quite a few. What I want to do is I want to start off with a generic 1-pip. The Merc 1-pip, Ploy. I really like this one. We have a couple of different unit types between Commander and Operative and Special Forces and Corps. And Ploy can definitely help, especially if we get a Special Forces or an Operative or a Commander in there. Ploy is going to help us get a little bit better activation control, and so I like that one. And it's a little bit easier than just running ambush because it's still a 1-pip, and it works pretty well with the build. So I like Ploy. Our other 1-pip is going to be marked for elimination. Now, I know Bosk has a great 1-pip also, but I don't think I want Bosk getting up close and personal with all of my enemies. I've got other units to get up close and personal with. So, as much as I do like his 1-pip bomb, I don't think his playstyle puts him in the position to really use this a whole lot. So this was an easy pass for me. So we're going to go with marked for elimination. Just great card. Again, handing out aim tokens, and then he's going to help Bosk get that kill shot because they're getting 4 observation tokens, and Bosk, even if it's not Bosk's, not his day in the sun where he's got like the perfect opportunity to kill them, this can help that happen. Because if they're at full health, maybe he goes first and Bosk goes second. You never know how it's going to work out. So I like that. I like that a lot. I think that works better with the combination of Gar-Saxon and Bosk. All right, so next up for our 2 pips, I am going with Reptilian Rampage here. I want Bosk to be able to attack twice. Very good option for him. Again, we don't have that much long-range shooting, so this kind of helps make up for that. Definitely does. And our other 2-pip is going to be Aggression. We're going to go with a Merc 2-pip. Now, we do have Fight Another Day, and I'm skipping Fight Another Day here because Gar-Saxon is going to be playing kind of the Bosk role, the backup sniper. I don't really see, even though you're getting 3 tokens for this, I don't really see I think this one's better on a Gar-Saxon that wants to play up close and personal, and my Gar-Saxon's not going to be running that one. But Aggression, however, fits into the build quite nicely. It's a 2-pip that can activate 2 units, or I can activate 0 units and get free aim tokens out there. It's also going to... what are those? I'm going to get... I give them aim tokens. So, that's just... I like that. I can leave it at that. I don't have to say anything more about it. It's good. All right, and then for 3-pip, I'm going to go with Lying in Wait. It's going to be, this is Bosk's best card, right? It's the card that lets Bosk roll 6 crits, or 5 crits rather, with Sharpshooter 1. Generally it tends to do that. So really good card. Bosk's going to have a crazy good shot with that. And then we're going to go with, go with Victory or Death. And this one is I think is going to work, even though this one kind of works pretty well if he's up close with everybody else. It's Gar-Saxon and 2 troopers, and the cool thing about this is I don't have to. I have plenty of options, but I'll be able to hit Bosk because I'll probably be fairly close to Bosk, and I might be close enough to one of my Mandalorian Super Commandos, especially the marksman unit, or I can even hit one of the Corps just to take that out of the pile to make sure that I've got 4 Special Forces in the pile and I'm less likely to pull that one remaining Corps. So I think it kind of works pretty well with all of those things. Plus it gives everybody else outmaneuver. So if I do give dodges to my Mandos, I have that option too. So it's a pretty flexible card. And so I like that. And plus, you're giving free aim tokens out, right? So I can give it to my Mandos all I want. I can give it to Bosk, give him a name token. Gives it to Gar Saxon himself. He gets a name token. All kinds of really good stuff. And by the way, if I give it to Mando Super Commandos, since they got an order, they're also getting a dodge token, which is going to stack with the outmaneuver. Plus the aim token from the card makes up for them not having to get an order. It's just it just works together quite well. So I think it's a cool card, and I think there's some synergy in this list. All right, so let's talk about our battle plan cards. I'm going with Intercept the Transmissions. I'm going with Breakthrough. Hey, we got fast people. Breakthrough is a good one. Recover the supplies. I can get to those supplies pretty quickly and run away. And then Moisture Evaporators. Again, I've got that cheap naked Mando unit that's designed to get in there and kind of do those things quickly. Hold that Moisture Evaporator, then hit it, get away. Right? For deployments, I'm going with Major Offensive. I'm going with Advanced Positions. I'm going with the Long March, maybe for sniper lanes, and Danger Close. Well, a lot of those are really supportive of longer range shots too. For our conditions, I'm going to go with my favorite is Supply Drop. I'll go with Hostile Environment. Between the speed that my guys have, I think we should be pretty good at getting from piece of terrain to piece of terrain. I'll go with Clear Conditions, and I'll go with Minefield. A lot of these aren't super crazy for me. Minefield I'm okay with, and I think I can use Bosk to clear some mines and then heal himself up naturally. And I think that will be helpful. But that's the build, guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. Also, jump over into the Discord. We got links in the video description below. You can head over to Crabbok.com, get your free AI expansion for Legion, and have some fun with it. So that is going to do it for today's video. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Again, congratulations to our giveaway winner. Again, if you missed it, that's CosmoCat64. I will talk to you guys later. May the Force be with you. I want to thank you all. Big thanks to my patrons. Thanks for supporting the channel. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. So say we all. Wash your socks. High five your friends. Call your mom. Roll some good dice. I'll talk to you later. Goodbye there.